Good evening on this Monday. I'm Dory Marlin.
And I'm Greg Floyd. Governor Cuomo wants to use campaign funds to pay off his ongoing legal fees. A U.S. attorney is investigating the Moreland Commission now. And by using campaign money, the governor's office says it'll save taxpayers from footing the bill for the lawyer. However, Democrats have been outspoken about this, saying campaign funds should not be used to pay for legal fees. Our Kimberly Howard is live in our Capitol newsroom tonight. Kimberly, how are some Democrats proposing the governor does pay for this? What are they saying?
Well, Greg, top-ranking Democrats have stopped short of saying this should be the responsibility of taxpayers, but they have made it clear that politicians should not be able to spend campaign money on expenses outside of their campaign. There's even a bill being tossed around by Senate Democrats that would make this practice illegal. But some say this all needs to be evaluated on a case-by-case basis.
Well, it's a lot better than using taxpayer money to pay for a problem of his own creation. So it's a lot better than that.
That's Republican Assemblyman Steve McLaughlin after we asked him about Governor Cuomo's office using campaign contributions to pay for legal counsel. This as the U.S. attorney investigates the now disbanded Moreland Commission.
This is a scandal that's growing by the day.
As much as McLaughlin is at odds with the governor, he agrees the money for legal fees should come from donors, not from taxpayers.
He's using the donors' money to defend himself against charges of corruption based on the donors' money.
But members of Cuomo's own party might disagree on what pot this money should come from. More than a dozen Senate Democrats have co-sponsored a bill that would make it illegal for politicians to pay for legal fees with campaign funds. NYPIRG Legislative Director Blair says restrictions need to be in place.
Many elected officials that get into legal trouble use their campaign funds to pay for their legal expenses. And again, we don't think that's right. We think that they should be prohibited from doing it. We've supported bills to do that.
But Horner says the bills can't restrict paying for all legal counsel.
So if you're involved in litigation, challenging your ballot petitions, for example, and that's part of your campaign, that makes sense, then you could use your campaign contributions. But if you're involved in some other activity that has nothing to do with your campaign, and you're using your campaign dollars to defend yourself, we think that's inappropriate and should be banned.
And if a politician is cleared of any wrongdoing,
the taxpayers should pay for it. I mean, that seems fair to us. And if they lose, it should come out of their pocket. And if they win, the taxpayers pay for it.
Now, we reached out to several top Democrats to comment on this case specifically, but we weren't able to get anyone on camera. However, a source close to the Senate tells us this legislation wouldn't necessarily stop campaign funds from being used to retain a lawyer so long as criminal charges aren't filed. Now, we know that Governor Cuomo has $35 million in his campaign war chest, but there's no word on how much money Cuomo's office has spent on legal counsel during this investigation so far. And the Capitol Newsroom, Kimberly Howard, CBS 6 News.